Our studio stage, who was questioned by Boulder police as a potential suspect in the case, and even he believes, is it not right, Jim Marino, that John Ramsey is innocent?
I believe that's for the courts and for the police to determine.
What's your instinct?
My instinct is a man like that who loved his child as much as he has. In the 22 years that I knew him, I find it hard to believe that he could kill somebody.
And yet, wasn't he the man who turned your name over to the Boulder police so they would come to your house, knock on your door, and humiliate you with a grilling and interrogation?
Not according to John Ramsey. I spoke to him last week. He said that the police have set us up to work against each other to set up a good boy, bad guy scenario.
We begin the program today with our exclusive interview with JonBenét's grandma, Nedra Paugh. This is Nedra Paugh's first television interview since the murder of her beloved granddaughter. In this segment, and I warn you, it is on High 8 home video. It's not a big-time video production, but it is an exclusive packed with substance nevertheless. In this first part of the interview, Patsy's mom talks about her utter devastation over the murder, the brutal murder of her granddaughter and the child's alleged sexual abuse. Here's Nedra Paugh.
Well, every day was Christmas to JonBenét. She had a wonderful life. I often looked at her, and Burke as well, and thought that how wonderful life had been to them. They had a wonderful mother and father who loved them. And they had every possibility to be the very best they could be. And JonBenét always said that she wanted to be the very best she could be. I think probably she heard that in pageant somewhere. And I often thought, what a beautiful life. She was beautiful. She was gracious, intelligent, loved life, loved her friends, loved animals. She loved everything. And that was taken away. I think in the night as she slept, I was awakened the next morning. The telephone call said she had been kidnapped. And I knew I'd never see her again. No, that she had been molested to some extent, hit on the head. I didn't know that, and somehow I'd hoped she had died very quickly, and I think that she did. I really do believe that whoever has done this strangled her, because I'm sure she put up a tremendous fight. Although she had tape on her mouth, she couldn't scream, but I know she had fought. She was very artistic, like her mother, and she would say that she wanted to be an artist. And then maybe the next day she might want to be an ice skater. She thought that was beautiful, and she wanted to do that. She thought she might like to ride horses, and she thought that one day, she said she wanted to be a veterinarian. And I'm sure that she could have been very successful in any one of those things. But now she is in heaven. And I'm sure she's a very good angel. To think that a perfectly healthy, happy child sleeping in her bed on Christmas Day, dreaming, as the story says, of sugar plum bugs. And someone to kill and murder, molest. And then, if that isn't enough, strike her on the head. or something. It's just more because if that hadn't happened, she would be well alive, making a contribution to the world. She was an angel. She had not reached the age of accountability, so there was no doubt that he could say that, even though he never knew her.
She knew that you loved her so much.
Oh, yes. She knew we all loved her. Someone has destroyed.
I'm sitting here watching the interview with Nedra Paugh, JonBenét's grandmom, with Cindy Adams, the Pearl of the New York Post, and a woman who has covered the story from beginning till now. I don't know exactly where now is, except that we seem to be back at the beginning. But I wonder what you think, Cindy, of Grandma's apparent sincerity and the depth of her sorrow.
Well, Grandma's pain is evident, but this is like we're in the twilight zone. She doesn't discuss in any wise, why don't they follow such and such a lead? Why don't they find the person who killed my beloved grandchild? That is almost not discussed. It's like, yes, the prevailing popular opinion that it could have been the Ramseys, however accidentally, maybe it might have gotten started that night. The prevailing popular opinion could be that we are wrong. Anything else is possible. Anything is possible.
Does it give you cause to doubt what has definitely been our main feeling for these 8 months, that the Ramseys did it?
From what Grandma Paugh says, absolutely not. She doesn't address herself to that situation at all. She only talks about her love for this beautiful child. She doesn't say, I mean, where are the killers? Why don't they find them? Why didn't they follow this lead? Look at this thing. This is not a possibility. This is an untruth. Why don't they say that this? Nothing. Nobody touches that. Nobody ever does.
Let me introduce you to Jennifer Kay. Jennifer is not only my producer, the producer of this segment, she is also an attorney, the young lady who landed the exclusive interview with Nedra Paugh, and who also spoke, you should know, ladies and gentlemen, to Patsy Ramsey, who you not only spoke with, you also were with physically. Tell us what Patsy seemed like to you.
Well, first of all, Geraldo, let me start out. I was in Atlanta last week, and that's where I met Patsy at her home. Patsy was terrified to come on camera. She told me she was sure that the killers were still out there and that her life and her son Burke's life were in danger. She was unsure as to why this murder is unsolved. I mean, she told me, she wishes that the police would not focus on her anymore, but find who the real killer is. And she also told me she didn't care what the public felt about her being guilty or innocent. She knew in her heart that she didn't do it. Her friends have stuck beside her. And she was telling me about the pain that she feels, that she can't even tuck poor JonBenét in at night. I mean, it's a horrible thing for a mother to go through.
Did she seem physically, I don't know, I don't want to say disheveled. Does she seem distraught?
She did seem distraught, and she was telling me that she had to exercise daily in order to keep her cancer in remission. She, again, is concerned about her welfare, and she was shaken up, but she told me she wants to find that murderer. It's almost, it's her quest. She must find that murderer.
Was she as prim and dressed and neat as she generally appears?
No, she was not dressed at all, as a matter of fact, and her hair was up, but, you really can't judge from the external what someone inside is feeling. I mean, for me to say how should she look, how should a grieving mother look, well, everyone grieves in another way.
Is it fair to say that they are extremely angry at me?
They are not happy with you, Geraldo. They feel that your coverage has been a bit biased, and I explained to them that unfortunately the people that are coming out are speaking against them. However, today we do have friends of theirs who really feel strongly about them and who are going to vouch on behalf of their character. I was also in Boulder, and I spoke with their neighbor Joe Barnhill, who loves them and said they are incapable of doing such a horrible thing. Their friends, Jim Marino, as a matter of fact, who's on our stage today, he is going to vouch for John Ramsey's character, how he bailed him out financially several times.
Sometimes good people, though, do terrible things. I have yet to see any real evidence that indicates anyone other than a close family member committed this heinous crime. But for those of us who maybe over the course of the summer have forgotten some of the facts and circumstances surrounding this terrible death,